All right, Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast. This is for the 19th of October through the 25th. My name is Athen. So this week we enter into it in the first quarter phase and approaching the full moon next week. So the energies are continuing to move forward, and it's a great time to put energy into things involving your career or the public life or your legacy, whatever you might consider the future in regards to what you're creating in this life. So that's where the solar cycle is, the lunar cycle for the next couple weeks and 6 months. So good focus there, good attention. Mercury's going direct there. And within that context, we do have some important aspects taking place. A lot of them involving your ruler, Jupiter. Mars still conjoining up to Jupiter at the beginning of the week. So all of you Sagittarians should be quite motivated, quite driven right now at the moment. I would say things might be good for the self-expression and maybe even getting that spiritual time out, which you could be taking seriously right now with Saturn in that 12th house. But that's Mars's domain. Conjoining up to your ruler could be some good motivation in general. So that's the early part, and then from around Wednesday through Saturday, Mars will be opposing up to Chiron. So those things relating to that self-expression and spiritual stuff is going through a sort of healing this week. And the healing is really in the arena of what's expanding for you, the adventure spirits, whether it's philosophical, whether it's you opening your horizons, literally, maybe through travel, whatever. That's been these continuous expansions for you, which is Jupiter in the 9th. There is this healing taking place here. So when you are seeing the practical and you are seeing the very grounded and very realistic aspects to what's possible and to the more adventurous things, then you're really balancing these two areas, which has really been so important with Neptune and Chiron here opposite that 9th house. And so with that, naturally, there's going to be a rejuvenation, a healing taking place by the end of the week involving not only those that adventurous spirit, but also that self-expression and maybe even that alone time, which is so important. So that's Mars opposite up to Chiron. Then this middle part as well, Thursday and Friday, Mercury is squaring up to Pluto. Venus is trining Pluto. So transformative, but especially involving these philosophical, educational wisdom areas of life, quite good for change there. So whatever it is you've been thinking about changing in that regard or have been changing, it's a great week to continue to do so. Maybe here specifically relating to your routine, to your health, your diet, maybe things at work, changing for the better, but it is a trine, so it's important to put that energy into it nonetheless. And could be very supportive there. Maybe even with groups and friends, good change there could go a long ways. Now, with that Mercury squaring up to Pluto, Mercury is actually not so well aspected this week, and this is involving that 10th house. Now, the 10th house, things are, of course, growing, and this is all part of your life path. But with everything you're thinking about or involved with here in the career stuff, or maybe even involving relationships, it's going to be very important to bring that extra attention here to those things this week, because Pluto is about transformation and change, and a square is sometimes change we don't necessarily want, or maybe we have to draw the line, we have to do something, step into our power and make change. And as long as it's coming from compassion, maybe there's something that has to be said, something has to be done, and if we're coming from the centered place, then it's done very well. It's done in a much more harmonious fashion. So it might be in the area of career, it might be involving one-on-one connections in career or whatnot, but yeah, compassion really goes a long way, non-attachment, and it's all involving all these changes about yourself and you finding the importance of stepping into your power when appropriate and drawing the line when it's when something that's right. So that's Pluto and Mercury squaring up to each other. And then over the weekend, one thing I want to say too about Mercury is over the weekend, Mercury is going to be opposing up to Uranus. So that's the other aspect. Watch any rash decisions too with career and relationships, especially over the weekend and into next week. And do find that time to balance both the domestic and the career side of life, because that'll be a continued importance of balance in those areas as well. But that's mostly on Sunday when that goes exact. But also over the weekend, Venus is conjoining up to your ruler, so you guys could be feeling good, looking good, that kind of thing with Venus over a ruler, usually quite nice. And maybe even, again, expanding on the level of your health, diet, routine, and connecting to friends. A good weekend for that, I would say, with Venus over the with the chart ruler. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.